Good evening, friends. How's
Good evening,
everyone
buddy.
doing today? Welcome to another half quarter hangout here with me and Schwoob.
Cheers, everybody. How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good, man. How you doing today?
I'm exhausted. Work is killing me this week.
Never lets up, does it?
Yeah, when it does, there's no money, so it's a good thing to be busy.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a fairly busy week with me as well. Nothing out of the ordinary, but steady busy for sure. And today has been actually a pretty light day. Got off work about an hour early, came home, went and picked my son up from school, and then I just got ready for the show. Haven't done much since.
Nice.
Yeah. Guess we'll go over gardens today. We can take a quick peek into my tent now that it's been ravaged. I remember we were talking last week or maybe the week before about cheers MLT, whether or not I was going to just take my overgrown plants and solo cups and just do what I do and force them through flowering and cheers perp. I just said I don't want to do it this time. I threw them out. I took all my clones, put them in the solo cups. I'm just going to be a week or 3 behind and start off on a better foot this time with properly vegged out plants. And
Nice.
yeah, cheers, Lori, Sassy Mama. Thanks for stopping in, everybody. Appreciate it.
Much love.
So yeah, we'll take a look at that. I did release a little video on transplanting on our show a day or two ago. If anyone wants to check that out, you can see a quick little process on how I do a transplant. It gives a good little description on a very basic way to get it done and be successful.
Turned out nice, man.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
No worries.
Didn't take this long to put together as I thought it was going to, which was really nice. So I'll probably try to do more little videos like that. Maybe next transplant, I'll do the same thing so you can see it. There's not much difference between that and this run, except bigger pots. But I did have some cloning questions the other day, and I'll do some cloning videos as well. See if that helps answer questions. I did answer the question to the person online. If they're looking for any in particular information, the best place to go would be to come to one of these live chats and just pop questions in the chat. Our very knowledgeable few that come to every show can answer all the questions, and if they don't, we will. That's what we're here for. We really appreciate that kind of stuff.
Damn right.
Yeah. So how's your garden doing this week?
Doing pretty good, man. We're on week 6, week 7 of flower, that range. The Scarlet Begonias is pretty much done. It's got probably 10, 11 days of flush to go on, but I'm going to give 1 more week of newts. I went, total of 9 weeks last time. So I'm going to push it to 10, maybe 10 and a half and see how it goes. Cool. All my early veg stuff is doing awesome. Like I'm excited for my shredder plant. It's what, 3 weeks old now from seed and 6 inches, perfect spacing for nodes. It's looking really promising. Everything else is really a little bit smaller. Cheers for plants. Cheers, great.
Hey, thanks for stopping in, guys. Yeah, so my flowering tent is just lights out right now. Gonna bleach it out and clean everything. I've taken most of the stuff out of there. I'm gonna be doing a 9 plant run next run in 3-gallon plastic pots with straight cocoa. Kind of back to my roots, which is kind of crazy because that's how I started. Well, I started with peat, but then when I went to cocoa, I was still using plastic pots at the time, and then switched to fabric. And I really like fabric. I have nothing against it, and I'll probably end up back there again. I just I don't have any fabric pots ready to go. I got these plastic pots that are like brand new, and I'm just going to use a couple runs with them.
Nice. What strain you running again?
This run, I don't know yet. Haven't decided, but I'm going to
Oh.
run one of everything for sure. There's 7 in there, and then I'll double up on a couple. So
Nice.
there's Zelda runts. There's Mac runts. There's an MK. Liberation OG.
Nice.
That honey cream. And watermelon Skittles cross black cherry.
That sounds tasty.
So all those will get run for sure, and doubled up on a couple. I think I might have 2 Finos of one of them, so that will get run both of them.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't flowered out the Zelda runts or the watermelon Skittles. All the others have been flowered out.
Nice.
Oh, 1 minute warning,
Ooh.
maybe less. Yeah, 1 minute. 1 minute, 45 seconds ish. Yeah, so I just did a quick little transplant at this stage from cubes to solo cup. And I honestly would have waited a few more days. Like some of my clones just had the tiniest little roots coming out of them. But some of them were so big and, like
There's always a couple.
they were like 10 inches long. I was like, let's just get them out, put them in. Some will be a little slower than others. They seem to be all acting fairly normal into their cups right now, except for the one that looked really bad for a day. And now she still looks droopy, but you can tell it's perked up, like it's coming
Oh, yeah.
back. So pretty happy.
Starting to wake up.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah, but the transplant went well. Tiny little bit of light shock. I think the first day I put a little bit too much light, turned it way down.
Yeah. In that early veg propagation area I'm running, I have a 450 LED, which is like 110 watts, and then like a little 100-watt light bulb as well. Nothing fancy.
No,
Just to avoid that.
I was close to 300 ppfd, and I put it down to 150. That's all it needed. It was so strong.
Yeah.
I halved it. I was like, yeah,
Making savings.
yeah. Whoops. So we'll leave it there for a few days, and then once they green up and feel good, and they look all covered in white,
Cheers, G-Bay.
like a white cheers coating, because I sprayed with sulfur,
Oh yeah.
and it always leaves this ugly coating on it.
Does it have that sulfur smell or no?
No.
Okay. So it's been like my just turn off. I hear sulfur. I'm like, nope, can't do it. Raw eggs. Nope.
No, it doesn't have any smell like that at all.
Nice.
Not at all. It works great.
Oh yeah, I assume so.
Yeah, because it's a fungicide and a miticide.
Yep.
So it's like
Just good all
the
around.
killer of all killers. No, I really like it. I usually use it for transplants for sure. The reason why I don't spray it at other times because it makes a mess of everything.
Yeah.
But I do it at transplants because I can do it in the sink or in an area where I got control, and I can just not make a big mess.
Nice. Cool.
Sometimes I'll even make if I'm dealing with a problem, I'll make a dip. I'll dip my clone right in it. I poured it through the medium. It'll do fine. Just flush it out the next day a little bit.
Oh, terrible for plants. I know that feeling though. It's the only reason why I have an arrow cloner. Just it's very convenient.
My work goes to clones now, in my opinion. I like that. They don't pay me enough for that. That's funny.
Exactly. Too much time and love one of those.
I seem to be having some good luck with this round of clones, so I'll be happy with them. And I don't see any of those little shits
Do you
walking
get
around anymore.
do a quick rundown of how you take cuttings?
How do I take cutting?
Yes. Everyone's got their own little fancy way.
Okay, so if I was trying to be quick about it and just be like, this is a natural day, or if I was trying to write out what's the best practice, it's different. Okay, so like on a natural day, I have a mother plant. I like to take the strongest tops that I can, if I can, because these are usually donor plants for me. So it depends on my situation. Am I grabbing a cut from this plant that I just flipped in the flower and I realize shit, I don't have a cut of it? Or I just grab any fucking bottom lower and I clone it. Maybe I'll take two just because give me better percentage of making it.
Yep.
But I'll tell you my favorite and best method would be to take a top. I like it to have the first set of leaves and one, maybe two other leaves. That's it. I like to cut on a 45-degree angle just below where a node would have came out.
Yeah.
I would have taken that node off. That node is like another space for roots to come out, as well as the 45-degree angle gives you more room for roots to come out. I'm not a scraper. I don't do any of that stuff. I do use rooting hormones or whatever. Sometimes I'll just use an aloe mixture. I've done without it and successful.
Yeah.
So I do cut the tips off all of my big leaves just for space savings. It's not, I don't.
The transpiration.
That's really what it comes down to is inside the clone dome. It gets really moist and you got to be careful. You can get powdery mildew in there.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I take my little rooting cubes. I'll soak them in a ppm a veg solution of around 400 ppms.
Yep.
I take them out and I don't even squeeze them. I just kind of give it a shake and that's it. I leave that much moisture in it. I will cut, put it in there. Super important. The last cut that you make before you're putting it into the cube, make sure you're as quick as possible. Otherwise, when I cut my first one, I'll cut it way longer than I need to, and I'll just throw it in a cup of water, and I'll leave it there till I'm ready to throw it into my cube. And when I'm ready to throw them into cubes, I'll take it out and do that 45-degree angle cut into the cloning root hormone and right into my thing. Yeah, as fast as possible.
Yep.
And then I get it into my clone dome, and I used to be big on spraying the shit out of them, making it really wet, getting it in the clone dome, closing it up, getting it warm in there. I don't do that anymore. I actually don't even put a dome on it. I do spray them a little bit, but my veg room itself is usually 60 to 70% humidity and close to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like great for cloning.
Yeah, it's ideally where you want.
Yeah. So it's the parameters that matter. The dome is not needed if you can meet those parameters, but the dome helps with that stuff. So I don't know if that was a scattered way of explaining how I do a clone, but it depends on the situations. I don't have a straight,
Well, I'm in the same boat. Like if it's outdoor season, I got my cloner going, I'm doing it very quick. I usually take anything lower. I usually take my cuttings at like day 20 of flower. Mm-hmm. And I take all my lowers and everything I'll put into either a cup or my cloner itself. So for the cloner, just a neoprene coloring, I'll strip down 45-degree angle, strip everything off except for the top two leaves of the node, put it in there, straight water, pH, done. It's like pH of 6. For if I'm just doing a couple to keep going, I'll literally just take a cup of cocoa, maybe a little bit of perlite, soak it, like saturate the hell of it, let it drain out a little bit. Just a cutting, no hormone, just drop it right in and put it in the little propagation area. In like 10 days, it's doing fine.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You'll clone right into the cup then.
Yeah.
I always just use the cubes because I like looking at the roots. But I get it. I mean, it's the same thing.
Well, if you want to look at the roots, I'll take like a clear solo cup.
Yeah.
A colored one, just dunk.
Double that's a great idea. Yeah. Double cup.
Yeah.
Clear inside it. Yeah. Something that you said in there, and I totally missed saying it. And honestly, I think this is probably the key to why I'm successful and with cloning is you said pH the water, and I absolutely think it's super important. I actually pH at 5.7. for my
Yeah.
clones, and I have for a long time. This is probably one of those bro science things that some old dude taught me 15 years ago, and I just stuck with it. But I've never had bad luck with it. So why, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. You know, one of those.
If I'm not mistaken, was it 5.5 to 6 would be optimal nitrogen uptake? So that makes sense.
Yeah, and it has something to do with actually, again, bro knowledge. So I
Yeah.
hate to even explain it. I'd rather just leave it at I use 5.7, and that's why I use it.
Nice.
You
Nice.
know, I don't want to go through that. But it's very successful for me. And someone else was asking me about it, and they were doing 6.3, and I said, no, that's what you do when you're in your soil. This is a hydroponic. You're starting hydroponically.
Yep.
Get
Different.
down to 5.8 at least, 5.7, 5.8. But I think nitrogen, that might have something to do with the reason why I've been told that as well.
Yep.
Drinking the best tea right now. My wife made me this herbal tea. I love it.
I'm not a tea or coffee fan. A drink should be cold and refreshing. And don't say
I drink
iced coffee.
iced coffee. I drink coffee on the regular. Like that's my go-to. But she just made me this tea. She's like, here, try it. Tastes good. It's not bad.
If you start, I'm not going to say the joke. I'll never mind. Take that back. I'll type it for you. It's going somewhere. I forgot we're live for a second.
Oh, that's great. We're live. Better not say that one. So yeah, if anyone wants to check out that transplant video, you can see a quick process on how I do it. That's just the first transplant from. Oh, that's funny. That's the first transplant from cube, clone, whatever you want to call it, to first pot and solo cup in my case, and most
It's
people.
7:20. Cheers.
Oh, is it really? Okay.
I looked down right at the time.
I'm gonna join in for that, and let's do one of these. 7:20.
What are you dabbing on?
That's your dinger, perp. This is that comatose again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
And if you watch live, we'll see his eyes go from open to close in the next 15 seconds.
This is true. So true.
The majestic, because I love it. It's natural.
Delicious. Yes.
But yeah, so on my 10th there, I've taken the cuttings for the golden goat, the space forest, the dark hollow, as well as the scarlet begonias. And those are the keepers this round. I'm getting rid of the blue raspberry truffle. Just not growing the way I like it. It's a little bit spacey for the inner, bud structure. I probably will pop more in the future because it does taste amazing, but it just doesn't produce what I want. So
I think I'm gonna be in that realm after this next run when I do this next Mac runs. I mean, it tastes so good. Okay, when you open up and smell inside the jar, I don't know, I get a really good weed smell and everything, but if I open it up and leave the jar open in a room, my wife will be like, it smells like puke. That's literally the smell she gets off it. It's so good. So good. I really like it, but produces like shit.
it's not often you hear it smells like puke, and it's so good in the same
It's
sentence.
so good.
Cheers, Aldi.
Cheers, brother.
Thanks for tagging in.
Good
Yeah,
evening.
nice.
Yeah, that was a good dab. So we should get a look at gardens here. Maybe I'll pop into mine really quickly.
Don't forget to pin yourself or co-host me.
Yeah. Oh, I'll do that as well. There you go. You're a co-host now.
Nice.
Okay, wait a minute. How the hell do I join it without switching
You gotta re-click the link.
separately?
Yeah. Otherwise, it switches you from your computer.
Let's see what happens.
4 plants. What strain are you talking about?
Yeah, there we go.
4 plants ask you what strain.
No audio. Sorry, what was that?
4 Plants asked you what strain.
What strain and what?
I think he was talking with the dab, which I believe he said was comatose.
Oh yeah, the dab was comatose. If that's what we were talking about. Sorry, 4 Plants. Or if we're talking about what's in the veg garden.
Everything.
Yeah, there's a few. We are gonna go there. Just one moment. Let me just make sure that I get my.
The anticipation is killing me.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna head over there. You can pin me when I get there. We'll see how this works.
I believe I spotted everyone.
Might have to wait until my video's up before you can spot.
Yeah, I'm just catching up on the live feed now.
Okay, cool. Start video. Oops, fingers in front of it. Okay, here we are. Lights only
I'll let you know in a second.
barely turned on. Let me know when it's on.
Oh yeah, 4 Plants. That puke strain is runs max. Aldi Ridge is right.
Yeah, it was the Mac Vents one. Am I spotlight?
You are now.
All right. Okay, so there we go. They're all in here now. Clean the
Nice.
tent out, clean the fan off. She was dirty as F. I bleached all the walls down. I bleached all the trays out, cleaned all the cups, and they're all just marked like this now.
It's so shiny.
And not in the greatest shape, but they're all alive and yeah, not the happiest, but they're alive.
Do you
See,
find early?
this is the one I was talking about that was really bad yesterday.
Oh yeah,
It was
I
worse
should
than
bring up a
that.
bit.
Yep, she's coming up. It'll be fine in another day. Maybe 3. It's actually cold in there right now. I have to get the heat up a little bit. So yeah, not much action going on in here, just this, and I'll pick 9 of these and flower them out next run.
What will happen to the other 9?
They're copies of everything. So
Okay.
they'll stick around for as the moms. I won't need to take any clones.
Nice, nice.
Yep. Okay.
And what kind of light are you running for your veg?
This light, it's a light I bought parts from one of those. I think it was like AliExpress or one of those things where I bought the boards and a heat sink and just an HLG driver, and I kind of just copied like what their lights were.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fairly inexpensive to build, but after all said and done, shipping and getting it put together, I mean, I might have saved 100 or 150 bucks, what I would have paid for an actual HLG light, but I've got no warranty, no nothing if anything was to happen.
Yep.
I've been lucky with the light, but whatever.
Yeah, I find
Definitely.
if you get decent parts, it's usually fairly good. There is always the odd lemon though, so
Yep. Definitely think it's a better idea to pay for a quality brand, whether it be, doesn't matter what brand you choose, just pay for a quality one. It definitely is worth it.
ooh, some connection issue there. Jeez, sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. You skipped for a second, but you're still there. So how's your garden coming along?
Oh, let me just hop on here and I'll show you.
All right.
Gotta get some more stakes in for the dark hollow. A couple of the branches like getting a little too heavy, leaning on the golden goat. It's not a bad problem, but still a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just mute this. I'll be right back.
All right, man. See you in a bit. So how's everyone doing in chat today? Cheers, Pip. Thanks for stopping in. Now then. I may be a little drunk, he says. Welcome, buddy. Glad you could stop by. That's funny. I am gonna get myself prepared to do another little dab here. Oops, I better let Schwoob in the room. Here I am. Whoops. Sorry, Schwoob. Sorry, man. Almost forgot you.
No worries. Still making it downstairs.
And, I figure I'll leave those in solo cups probably for 2 weeks at the the look with the way they look right now. They're probably going to take 2 weeks to grow out of that, and then I will I may skip the 1 gallons and go right to my 3 gallons and just put them in there and finish edging them out. Whoa, look what we got going on over here. Let me spotlight this. Hello.
As you know, we got the 2 golden goats up front, lower sections. They're only the rest of them. They still have approximately, I'm gonna say, big hair there. 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
Scarlet begonia should get pretty close.
Yeah.
Other golden goat here. The dark hollow. This is that kind of hurt bud that we burnt.
Yeah.
The dark hollow. Blue raspberry truffle. Like I said, it's not the biggest stack in stream, but it's got a great taste. So keep it around.
It's so hard to get rid of something when you feel like it tastes so good. You just want it to give you you want it to do something better than it is. I get that feeling too. I do.
But yeah, as it stands right now, I see no difference between having an aerodome and not having an aerodome. So to me, it's a waste of $9, and I see why I don't come with a kit.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, that's what we got going on. Nothing.
How does that cultivar produce?
Which one?
That one in the front.
The golden goat?
Yeah, the golden goat. Yeah, sorry.
That's my football.
Oh, so that's the football.
Yeah. So it won't get this big time because it doesn't have the direct light like it should. It's being kind of shadowed. So I'm hoping the other plant's going to get cleared off first, and it might take a little bit longer. But if I do this one correctly, every main stem is a giant ass football donkey tank.
Now, was that a cutting from that same one, or is that a new seed?
That's a cutting from it. I've kept the exact same thing going.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I've grown out a couple other ones of them, and they tasted the same, but they didn't produce the same.
Okay.
Some tested around 24% THC, whereas this one tested 28.5 and just had the weight. So
That's super cool.
Yeah, that's the one.
Cheers, Shipwreck.
Cheers, Shippy.
Thanks for stopping in, bro. We got them tested too, eh?
Yeah.
Do that. Never get them tested.
Upstairs.
I never get them tested because they don't usually It lasts too long in the jar. I like to.
That's the hardest
consume-
part, is keeping it long enough.
Yeah, I like to consume the goodies.
You gotta have patience, man. Tastes better.
I'm having a hard time, but I'm doing it right now. I got some stuff in there curing. I'm probably another week. But I might have dipped into the jar a couple times.
Only a couple times.
Yeah, a couple times a week.
Liar.
It's okay. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it. So when do you do your prep for your next run? I know you've got those things, everything that you drop new seeds, and where are they at now? Are they in solo cups or?
They're in 64-ounce popcorn cups.
Oh, right. Popcorn cups. Okay.
I have the ones that I started, like I created. They're in like little shot cups, solo cups. They're getting transplanted tonight. There's 10 of them. They're at the second no, but you can tell they're root bound already. It's a tiny cup.
Yeah.
So
then you're going to
1
flour
gallon.
out. Okay, they're gonna go 1 gallon. What are you gonna flour next?
It's probably gonna be a couple of the ones I've created. So probably the AK cross and a couple Storm Shadow F2s, and then probably an Orange Gasm and Shredder.
You're gonna do 6 again? Same.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I have the other 10. I'll just increase veg, keep them mothers.
Yep. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, keep it going.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 9 this time and hope that it makes it a little easier, make my veg go a little faster.
Yeah.
That's my goal. That's my goal.
Odds are next time I'll do a trellis again, though. I must say, I'm not a fan of steaks.
They're hard to work with. They are.
I know the trellis are hard to work with, but it's always so
I don't
much
find the
easier.
trellis hard to work with.
Well, it's hard to work with in the sense of when you have an autopod going, because I got to try and lift that planter up to clean the autopod little reservoir in that sits in. So it gets a little bit tedious.
Yeah, that's a little difficult.
It's like doing the Mission Impossible through the tent. Just trying to lift that plant up, and we all know a fully saturated cocoa 3-gallon bucket isn't light.
No, it's not. It's not.
Especially on a laying down position. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I could see.
I might try and get some PVC and fabricate a couple individual trellises. Do it that way.
Yeah, I've seen that, but that's hard to move around too.
But if it's modular, I don't care.
Yeah, true.
Because I'm already tearing out part of the section to get to my tent anyway. Because all the ones without the air dome, I'll pull out and put out on the floor, and I'll go in and work on the other three plants. And I'll put them all back in.
So I have one PVC built square that I have screws screwed into it all the way along the sides, and I use that as my trellis net to hook my trellis net onto.
Yep.
And then my other two layers, I just take a trellis net and pin it to the 4 corners of the tent and pull that one down, because the first one needs to be really strong and it's holding a lot of weight and sometimes stretching and bending plants a little bit.
Yep.
Where the other 2 layers are literally just holding it up to keep it from falling over. Also, I think, and you'll notice this if you grow with stakes and you realize that, oh man, how come everything I staked has a big bud and all the other ones are a little smaller? It's because they're not going to get big if they feel like they're falling over.
Yep.
And so really take advantage of your trellis net in all 4 corners. And I use a trellis net in combination with zip ties. And if I feel like one of those stems is coming up but not leaning on something, I'll zip tie it, because that lean gives it the reassurance that it wants.
Yeah.
When it's there and it's sitting and holding, it doesn't feel like it's being pulled down on anyway. Sometimes you get a little cluster where branches all want to come up in the same. Move them over, zip tie one out, zip tie this one out, give them a little space for light to come down. Trellis nets are amazing. I don't know. I mean, like, I understand why people don't like them, and I understand why people do like them. I have the same battle every time I'm cutting down. I'm going, these things are annoying, but I've gotten better at it. Now I'll sometimes just snip around the plant, leave that trellis net right in there, cut the whole plant, flip it, and dry it.
Yep.
And then when I'm taking it to dry it off or to trim, I'll take one branch at a time and I'll just cut the trellis net out, cut the branch out, and just it's easier.
I've actually been like keep reusing the same trellis, like one of those elasticy ones, kind of just moving around. But I'm looking at getting acquiring a couple of plant yo-yos hooked to the ceiling there just to support the odd big one. I haven't tried them yet, so I'm very curious.
This run, I'm gonna make one more PVC frame because I like how the PVC frame keeps my tent from walls from sucking in, and because I use the PVC frame on my bottom trellis net, it doesn't do too much for the top half where all the nugs are and they're getting smushed by the walls of the tent. So this time I'm going to put one of those PVC frames on the bottom and one of those PVC frames on the top, and the one in the middle will be the free floating one. That way there, I'm hoping it's going to keep my walls from sucking in and smushing my buds, turning my 4x4 into a 3x3.
Yeah.
The negative pressure, it really does.
Oh, I know, man. My 5x5 is quite caved in.
Yeah,
So
that PVC frame helps a lot.
I actually ended up taking some was 1/8-inch flat bar and going from corner to corner and just tying it in.
Flat bar, yeah, that'll work too. Yeah.
Use Edward's hand.
Yeah.
That worked. This is scrap. No, it's not. This is exactly what I need. Pop 2 holes. There, you're good to go.
For plants, I use it's a plastic trellis net, I believe.
Mine's a polyester.
I don't like the material ones. They have little hairs come off and stick to the buds. I've had that happen before. I just try to avoid that. And yeah, the PVC in the tent works great.
You're almost better off just making like another PVC cage inside the tent anyway. Yeah.
I think I'll be perfect this time. I'll have a PVC frame at the bottom level, and then I'll have a free floating trellis, and then I'll have another PVC trellis in the top level.
Yep.
That'll really keep it from caving in.
Nice.
And I built the PVC frame so it fits inside the wall, these two posts, but it's a little bit longer this way, so it actually, it pushes the tent out a tiny bit. Yeah, really
Keeps
helps.
it atop. Yeah. Smart.
There is a toy, like a toy guy. Like a toy. Well, I am going to. Oh, okay.
Misfire. We gotta do it anyway.
Oops. Cheers, everybody.
Remember what I said, folks. His eyes did close. It only took a little bit after.
I'm working on it.
By the time we hit 7:59, they're just.
You know, it would be really cool if some of our beautiful guests in chat would one day want to jump on and show us what their gardens look like. We
I'd
love
be down for that.
inspiration. Yeah, man. Inspiration. I'd like to see some organic grows because I like to pick organic growers' brains.
I
Serious,
think pick on organic growers like that
No,
went
I
south
really
quick.
like it. I like it. I like learning the different techniques,
Oh yeah.
and I feel like I spent so many years just kind of not listening or not paying attention to it because I didn't want to learn it. Now I want to learn it. I've done it a bit, so
Yeah, let's see this.
fun. Excuse me. Also for the diversity, both of us are, salt growers, and be really cool to have some perspective of an organic grower on here.
Yeah, really. Pin that one up there.
Oh yeah.
Password ES4.
Sweet.
There you go, guys.
Sweet move, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gonna make sure we look for the invites.
I guess we we should put that up every show just so
Oh,
I want people to join in. Yeah. I like it. It's fun.
It's Canada. Doors always open.
Midday.
Lock your doors at night. It just it's the way it is. We also just sleep with a German Shepherd though.
So we talked about cloning a little bit. And I realized something I should have included in my video and something I should have talked about, because I'd done it. I did an inoculation when in the tray already, but I inoculate with mycorrhiza when as soon as I see roots. And I used to do it at that transplant. I would have put some little, I have like the Wallace Wow or whatever. Sometimes I just use Recharge because it's got everything you need in it. I would put a little bit in the solo cup as I did the transplant so that the roots come into contact with it at the first watering. But now, as soon as my cutting is in its little root cube, I inoculate that cube with Recharge, so it gets instantly. And it's one of those things that once it's there.
Yeah.
It's great to keep adding to it. In our case, because we're growing synthetically, and there's that knowledge that our pH up and down and our synthetic nutrients are killing off these microbes, which is possible. I don't think it's killing them all.
I don't think it's the actual nutrients themselves. Though I could be completely wrong. I'm pretty sure it's when we adjust our pH. It's when it throws it all off.
Yeah.
Because I know with the can design product I use, you only add it after you've pH'd your water to what you need it to. Otherwise, it's just a waste. So
Same thing with Recharge. If you're adding it to a feed, you would pH and then add the Recharge.
Yep.
Because it's going to bump up a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah. When I do Recharge, though, I don't add it to feed anymore. I just take a little bit of plain water and I pH that water, and I just give each plant like a cup of Recharge, because they doesn't need to be fed with a Recharge food. It just needs a little bit in there. It inoculates, it grows, it multiplies.
bacteria, essentially, populations grow. That's all they do.
Super fast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When I first started, I would add it to, if I was doing a feed with 5 gallons of water, I would just add enough Recharge in there for 5 gallons. Now I'm like, okay, I realized I didn't need to do that. I could make a liter and pour a cup or 2 on each plant. I'm good to go. Do that once a week and get what I need done from it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. What are you using next run for food? I know that you've been on the search. Are you gonna keep with that?
I'm probably gonna keep with green plant nutrients for at least 2 more runs.
Yeah.
When I do start with something, I'll do 3-4 runs of it to see how I like it, to see how it tastes. I haven't actually tasted what run with this yet, so we'll see how that turns out.
Taste is a big thing.
Yep. If I grow, I know that Space Force and Blue Raspberry Truffle have a very drastic different like profile. And if I go to cure it and smoke it and it tastes the same, I will not be using the product again.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a certain brand, a Canadian brand, I should say, that I won't use just because of that issue.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not going to point any fingers, but some of us, if you know, you know.
I'm not sure I do, but I don't want to know. unless it's oh, actually I think I know what it is.
It takes a second, but you're like, oh yeah, probably.
It might be.
I'm not knocking the product, and the product works great.
Yeah, I thought so. I used to use them for a
Yeah, the
long
product
time.
works great. I'm not gonna say that, but
Yeah.
what should taste different tastes the same.
Mhm.
And I'm not the only person
Yeah.
I've heard say this, so it's
You want to know what brings out flavor really nice? Ramo nutrients.
I keep looking at them. It's very
I've
tempting.
I've had really good success with it.
When I go from the switch from the green plants, I'm either gonna go with Ramo or Diablo. I know Shipwreck's like, yes, Diablo.
Ramo's only 7 bottles. I know it sounds stupid, only 7 bottles, but it's only, you're not using all 7 at once. You're using 3 in the veg, I think, or 4 in the veg and 3 in the bloom or something like that. But you're not using a lot at one time. The reason why there's 7 is because 4 of them, there's a and a B and A and a B for the veg and the bloom. So
Yeah.
there's only 3 additives.
No, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not a lot. What's with it? CalMag. They call it Magnifical. It's got a kelp product, which is really nice. It's got humics and fulvics and kelp and all the goodies in it. Works great as a foliar.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
And
one thing I
then-
didn't add to this run was a fulvic acid. I added a humic acid.
Oh yeah.
Green Plan suggests not using it this run. They said there should be enough in the actual mix, so I'll be the judge of that. I know it's pretty important why it grows.
Yeah. What else is there? Other item?
If you're watching in chat, let us know what you use for
They
nutrients.
have a flower, astro flower or something like that.
Oh
An
yeah,
additive for flowering. That's it. They don't have a lot, and I really like their product. I used it for a long time.
so like the one I stuck with the most was IPP. It's a small company in BC. It was
Mhm.
a great product and cheap, but I just can't get it. So like I get order, it takes 2 to 3 weeks to show up, and if I'm doing a milk grow and I'm out of the product, I need to go pick it up like today. So yeah, I just can't use it anymore. Good product though.
I think my longest running was General Hydroponics because I used it when I first started, and I didn't want to switch because I didn't know enough about changing what I was doing, and I was scared because I was being successful. You know,
I have something I can smoke. I might as well keep doing this.
the only
Which
thing I
isn't-
did was changed how I used the product. I went from using the micro grow bloom to just using the micro and the bloom and cutting out the grow.
Double the micro.
You use it in 2-to-1 ratio, basically.
I've heard good things about that. You talked about it before, so
Yeah, it's someone else's, like one of the forum guys schedule that he kind of unlocked. Who was it? I don't even remember right now. And they name that feeding after this person. You know who's gonna say something in chat when they know it. If he's here, he'll know.
wait and see if it
Oh,
pops up.
Lucas formula. That's what it's called.
Nice.
Didn't even need you, perp. That's what I was waiting for, to say something, because I know he's gonna know.
You know he's watching, but he's busy. He's like
Yeah.
screaming at the phone. It's Lucas!
Yeah.
Lucas!
Yeah, he's watering or something. That's fantastic. It was successful though. Used that for many years.
I used it for one run. That was the shortest lived nutrient in my garden.
Yeah, General Hydroponics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Although I will
think
say I use their CalMag pretty religiously.
I use it still. I have a bottle right there. I just repurchased another one. I
4
needed it.
liters.
No, I just bought the 1 liter because I went to a local place and he had none left except for those. I was like, well, I'm taking one of these because I need something.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to switch the product. I know this. I really like how low in nitrogen it is. It's a 100.
I have a 100 and I also have a 200. Just different sitting around. Just depends how the plant looks.
Yeah.
Cheers, boom.
Cheers, boom. Yeah, I have a I had a 300 that I was using before this. I think that's from Magnifical from Rainbow. Remo. Oh, it's a good product. I used it for a long time. But I think ever since I used a salt like based, granular, I've kind of just been sticking to those because I really like the ease of using that.
Well, you're not paying to ship water around the country.
And I want to be able to, I want it to be that simple.
Mhm.
An A and a B, an A and a B. Yeah. I didn't even use any, I didn't change nothing for flour. Just followed the schedule and went with it. In fact,
Well,
I was feeding like half strength compared to their schedule.
So here's a question. After you kind of run a nutrient line once or twice, do you kind of vary your own experiment with it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm the same
Yeah.
boat here. Like this grow right now, I'm following it religiously for what they say. And I've already seen a couple things I would change. So
Yeah. No, I always stick with it for a while because I'm sure they test it. There's some reason why they wrote it up that way. Usually I adjust a little bit after a while, but
it's like you could always probably cut it by 3/4, like cut it a quarter off or half because
mhm.
you don't need that high of a ppm. Like it's
This run I'm gonna use that feed schedule that I found from what's his face there. That copy. I'm gonna copy
Wolverine.
that run. Yeah, I'm gonna copy his schedule. That veg. He's got a veg and boom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Looks like you puts out some amazing product. So
I just want to do it because he uses less product than they called for, and it was pretty close to what I was using. Cause I was like halving their feed, but he has a little bit different ratio of the A and B as well. He's not just like their feed. They're asking for equal ratios of the A and B, and he was doing a higher ratio of some than the other. So I'm guessing he's already worked out some of the kinks and.
and that's exactly what I'm seeing with this one for the green planets, the A and B. I don't understand why I'm using the equivalent nitrogen at the end of flower right now. It makes no sense to me. I'm trying to get rid of that stuff. So
Yeah. No, I don't like that.
I could see flush being prolonged this time.
Well, a lot of nutrient companies subscribe to that. You don't need to flush. The plant will stop eating when it needs to, and it'll do it. But like, I don't want to smoke your weed then.
I'm not going to say that you're flushing a plant out, but I reuse my cocoa, so I need to flush it at some point.
Yeah. I don't think you're flushing a plant either. I think you're flushing a medium.
Yeah.
You're starving a plant.
Exactly. I like to reiterate that just because some people are like, you can't flush nutrients out of a plant. Like, I know.
Yeah.
It's a term. It's a loose term, people.
It's like indica and sativa. It describes what we're doing. It describes something.
Yeah, that's.
I'm not gonna. I thought about it long and hard. I'm not gonna stop using it. People are trying to not. I'm not, because it's such a good descriptive word, and everyone knows it. So if that means that it just turns into descriptive, then it turns into descriptive. Describes a morphology or what something looks like.
When Pete gets up in 3 hours and sees this, he's like yelling at the screen. They're just terms. They're just terms.
That's right. They're just terms, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I'm on the fence with it. Like I understand there's a time and a place for indica sativa, but I also understand the whole when you buy a plant from seed, and it's being sold as an indica, and you get like a narrow leaf. You ask them some questions.
Yeah, that I don't like.
Yeah. Like I think we can kind of talk about the buzz being an indica buzz or a sativa buzz.
Yep. Yeah. But I think that might be different for different people.
And that's exactly it. That's all a individual perception.
Yeah. So I've learned that even more and more recently. The more hybrids that come around, the more I feel that. So I'll smoke a hybrid and really have a much different effect than someone else, even more. Yeah.
There's a lot of variables in it too. Like, for instance, the way you're smoking it, what you've eaten that day, what's in your stomach, and like, just so many. It's not just a matter of, well, we each had one joint, they weighed this much, we should feel equally the same. That's not true.
Mm-hmm. No,
you need to have proportion to your weight and all that fun jazz.
Yeah. I do enjoy both types, so the uplifted and the sleepy, but I prefer the sleepy.
I will say this: sativa highs make my anxiety go through the roof.
That's what I don't. I can handle a little bit of it, but otherwise, I need some of that indica to calm it down.
So what I generally do is, because I do enjoy the sativa high, I will smoke some until I feel like, as I would say, I'm on a roller coaster about to go over that ledge,
Yeah,
and then we'll switch over to the indica and kind of calm ourselves down, like we're not
Yeah.
gonna die.
yeah, that's what I like to do. I
Cheer,
like
introvert.
to make sure I have both for sure. Cheers.
But yeah, so like I said, I'm a big fan of the Stevas, and I love smoking a haze. I will never grow a haze just because it takes so long. But yeah,
I'm not
I'd
a
rather
big
just
fan of haze.
if I had to choose one or the other, indica, and indica stone. It's
Me too. I like earthy flavor too. I'm big on that.
earthy gas funk. That's what I want.
Hmm. And sweet. I don't mind the sweetness too that you can get with some cushes.
See, the sweet kind of throws me off because sometimes you get it, it's nice. Sometimes you get it's like a kind of like sour sweet. I'm not talking like a good sour.
Oh no, I
Nope.
like it.
Yeah, nope.
Oh, I can't wait for this stuff to finish curing.
I still gotta shuck seeds. They finish clear at the other side. Like it's never
So I
ending.
really like this honey cream, but now that I'm smoking this Mac runs, it makes the honey cream seem mediocre. You know how that happens when like you're like, oh, this is really good, and then you're like, okay, this is on another level.
Yeah.
This is like this one here. This was like a 10, but this is on level 6 out of 10. You know? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's so I would describe that to when I was growing Golden Goat for the first time, and like you have the different phenos. And like, oh, this one's good. Oh, this one's pretty good, and you just get that one. You're like,
Okay,
winner. Check,
that's the
please.
one.
That's it. That's it.
That's good. Good news. So maybe next week, when we get back together, nope, never mind. There will be nothing done to my garden. It'll be looking exactly the same. Hopefully they'll be bigger. But I'm not transplanting any of that stuff. I'm just gonna leave it going in there for 2 to 3 weeks. I know there'll be some changes in your garden by next week, so
I'm hoping if work allows it.
yeah, oh yeah, I guess.
So if all goes well, I should have the other side up and going. I should
Cool.
have my at least 10 of the ones I made in 1 gallons, as well as probably upsize a few of these 64-gallon popcorn ones.
That
So,
would be awesome.
and then we'll see where we're at there. And probably, what's the date going to be? Because I have it marked on the calendar that November 15th is chop date for scallop begonias. That's next Monday. So potentially be chopping down scallop begonias.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
That might
Well,
just be flipping over to the flesh though. So we'll see.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you said you weren't happy with how much nitrogen's in the plants right now, so you made.
You saw them; they're still greener than greener than all.
Yeah. And they
So
should
it's
be further
oh yeah,
along
well,
than that.
Dark Hollow is starting to go a little bit purple, but that's it.
Mhm.
So
Well, we'll see how it goes, I guess. What else next week? I don't know. We'll have some other topics to talk about then. Like I said, my garden doesn't have much action right now. It's just in the waiting stages. And yeah, I guess everybody make sure you check out Neighborhood Grows Monday nights.
Mhm.
Come check us out on Tuesdays.
yep, and
We're
Operation
both,
Grow on Saturdays.
Operation Grow on Saturdays. Check out the rest of the community, Eagle and
Caribou.
Michigan Grows, Caribou Heart TV, Humidor,
There's
and
so
its
many.
flavors and its flavorfuls. Check them all out. Keep the community happy, a happy place to be. This is my escape from reality. Come hang out here with everybody. So thanks for coming in again. We appreciate it. We'll see you
Cheers,
all.
everybody.